That's what they want? Can you not respect that? No. Can you not respect some people like to have fun in their life, Mike? Can you respect the fact that not everyone was raised in a very depressing environment, Mike? That they're in a good point in their life where they're confident enough to enjoy what they want. The music is ramping up. It's amazing. I love this. This is great.
Just letting you talk, John. I feel like the music was really driving you with these, driving you to keep talking. It was very good. Anyway, no, I can't handle it, John. I don't want people to have fun. Not if it means wearing caddies while they're playing pro games. It's embarrassing, Jonathan. Get those damn things off.
It's embarrassing as a 33-year-old man cares so much about what people put in their heads.
You know that I barely remember my age. I
was gonna say you were 32, then I said 33, then I realized, aren't you 3 years older than me? You're 34, I think.
Am I?
We're losing our memory here. I think you are. I think so. You are definitely like 3 years older than me. I think. Was it 4? Huh. We'll never know now, Mike. We lost your birth certificate when you were born.
Don't even play the laughing sounds. Wasn't worth it. Anyway, we've got a 3-for-1 ban here in trade. Talon have gotten off to a start here, Jonathan. 3 ban runes for Talon.
Yep. That's going to be feeling good for Mikado to rush into that bottle, of course. We'll see how these lanes start to shape up. A little bit of a movement, but straight through the gate they go for low. Back up top to farm. Still taking a look at mid. Mikado on that puck up against Han on this Earth Spirit. Mind you, you and I believe, did cast Han for a while when we were casting China DPC Div 2. I believe that's the last time you and I saw Han. So it's been a while. I can't recall if he was a prolific Earth Spirit player, but this matchup is not the worst for Earth Spirit. It's also not particularly amazing. It is a Puch matchup. For the most part, unless it's a Monkey King, Puck tends to draw 50-50. So Han should be able to farm, but so will Mikado. The big key here for Azure is a rotation. 4-minute rotation is very plausible when you have a Hoodwink, when you have a Tusk. If you can leave your side lanes alone, you get a +1 for the Earth Spirit, and that can definitely accelerate this timing into what seems to be a Blade Mail build up here for Han.
Absolutely. Speaking of Blade Mails, it looks like WS is farming the exact same thing. Blade Mail for the Night Stalker, which does make enough sense when you are playing up against the Razor. Speaking of which, I couldn't help but notice Thumby did tweet something out about how Dota is more fun when teams aren't just building all auras, and I agree with that, Thumby, although I don't think it's necessarily the stronger way to play without auras, but I do agree with that point.
It's the more fun way to play, you know?
Way more fun.
It is fun. It is certainly more dynamic in comparison to just, Crimson Guard, Pipe, Eternal Shroud, and say, meh. Right, Pact, if we want to remember those dark days of Dota 2.
Don't bring that crap up. Don't.
What if it was a neutral? We made Necronomicon a neutral. What if we got Wraith Pack as tier 5? That'd be sad.
The fact that you're even trying to group Wraith Pack and Necronomicon together just makes me sick. They're not the same.
You're right. Wraith Pack was way better.
Way worse. Anyway, how's bot lane going? You got Akashi and Cuckoo against New and of course Planet. It seems pretty stock standard. Akashi's not really being bullied out too much yet. New's probably just gonna want to secure his own farm. Chances of kills happening down this bottom lane probably pretty low. Planet, he could land a nice bushwhack to set up, but chances are they are just going to play the farm trade game here.
Yeah, I'd say it's maybe a little bit higher in Talon Enchant, plus the Afterburner chase down could be nice, but onto a Doom, not an easy target to go for. You are more than happy to just farm up. Of course, Cuckoo's not going to be able to really eat or build up a creep army up against a Doom, so that is something to be concerned about. Still a bit of a chase top.
Yeah, it looks like First Blood is about to be drawn. Joe Cam, he does go down. Nice pick up here by the Razor, and of course you are going to have some issues against this Razor Tusk lane, right? Because you've got the drinking buddies available on your Tusk, and it is going to mean that the gap closing with the Razor is going to be pretty damn easy.
That it is, and just the laning of Night Stalker is not particularly amazing. Sure, you've got the fastest with Night Rain, starts at nighttime, longer night, shorter day, but it doesn't help you too much until maybe level 3. Heck, I'd say you're more comfy by level 4 or 5 still. So it's still going to be a rough time until that point. Good punishment out from Azure to get this nice start for low, a relatively free lane. Although WS is at least able to keep up and farm, but if they find an opportunity, it doesn't take too much to kind of tie that into a full kill. Still, no big room to make rotations. Both supports from top making their way onto mid. Only Planet making his way from bot, so you do have the numbers advantage here for Azure. Whether or not they commit, though, is a different question. Looks like just going straight out for a water rune denial for Mikado is going to be enough here.
And it will.
I think not.
I wonder when Han will try to start moving across the map. Like I imagine it probably will be around that 6-minute mark when you start to see power runes spawning, but let's see if he does want to start to make any kind of early style of play. There's a lot of potential with Earth Spirit mid, and just in terms of being able to play very, very quickly. He's not having the best of luck either in this mid lane against Makoto's puck. Like Makoto is well and truly having the much better time when it comes to CS, so you might just be better off trying to secure kills across the map rather than trying to fight Makoto over these creeps.
Yeah. And again, he's reaching that level spike into 6, where you could start to hope for that. You've got good areas to tie into. They're trying to punish this dive bot.
Kashi maybe getting a bit too deep here. Han gonna land the rolling boulder. And that is going to be another easy kill here for Azure as Akashi getting a little bit too excited. Mind you, it does cost them 2 hero rotations down to the bottom lane, but considering you kill off the gyrocopter, it's probably well worth it.
Yeah, you're pretty happy about that. You can swing onto mid as well. Jokam will at least spot it out. No real follow through just yet from Mikado. It's free space for WS, which is a big thing. I think the hope here is that if Akashi gets the kill, he snowballs. If he doesn't, he can always recover in jungle. They haven't been... there are some stacks here. Gyrocopter's relatively happy with that, so that is why they can make that commitment. But good punishment nonetheless from Azure, despite the body count that it requires. You are still, again, having this issue to deal with on Mikado. Like, this puck is also about to hit 6. Dream Coil is going to be a nice threat to leverage here if they can connect on that.
Oh boy, Han may have gone a bit too far this time around trying to roll forward onto Makoto, but the punishment is going to be there as both supports have already rotated though. Han is actually still alive for now, but he does not have any way of getting out. Level 2 rolling boulder, the cooldown is not very fun to play with. 12 seconds, could not get away. And that's going to be a very important pickoff. Jokam able to secure that one on the line.
Yeah, good read. Mikado just playing tag, knowing that he'd get 6 off of 1 creep on the creep wave, and just gets that opportunity going for his team while Jokam's still hanging in the area. 1-2 start. Azure still in a very good spot. You've managed to give you a very free lane on the Doom. He does have Devil's Bargain, so he can always sell off if he does want to go for a Midas. It looks like he's just going for a quick drums, sell it off as the charges go down, get some economy, great value from that. And again, it's a slower time for Akashi because of that, but he is still farming well. He's got the Falcon Blade up, he's got some good damage, HP, mana regen on hand. They are looking to make this movement out for the Wisdom Rune, though, on Talon's end.
Try. Planet taking a fair bit of damage here. Might just go down, though Jokam's the one to go down first. They do secure both Wisdom Runes here for Talon. They're probably well worth the life of Jokam, as now Planet does manage to at least get himself out of there, but that's a pretty big loss here for Azure. 2 Wisdom Runes not going to be making the supports of Azure feel very good.
Certainly not. Like, a Tusk and a Hoodwink do need quite a fair bit of EXP to start to feel good. You're going to be playing at a slight disadvantage. Cuckoo's already 5 in comparison. Jokam's just about to hit 5. So these big spikes for these 2 supports are going to be massive, especially for Jokam once the finger option is up. We'll have to start to kind of keep track of how much EXP they're getting and whether or not a smoke flies out for Talon anytime soon. Speaking of smokes, though, they're grouping up top without one, but jumping far for WS just a bit.
WS going to be just fine. In fact, here comes Jokam with an Earth Spike. Not going to amount to too much yet, but Cuckoo and Akashi have also rotated. Thing is, you've already got your Razor out of there, though I say that they're moving back in onto Jokam. Dark Ascension popped by WS. New's gonna show up to boot on the Doom. Here comes Cuckoo and Akashi trying to cut some heroes off, but even more coming in. Han's now joined in. WS needing to run, but a Dream Coil out. Makoto shows up at the last second, getting a 3-man coil, but it won't amount to much because the snowball does make it so they can't really follow up. And Cuckoo might be the one to go down. He tries to continue to run. Jokam does drop, and so does Cuckoo. In fact, WS did end up dying in the end, so 3 down for the price of nothing. Azure able to rotate enough heroes over to win out the team fight.
They had a really good ward watching the gate. Very fresh ward as well. They knew that movement would come out from Talon. It's been a very common movement that we've seen from a lot more successful teams. So this is the first time I've seen really good setup against it. And Talon does get punished severely. 1-6 start in favor of Azure. Everything lining up. Their early tempo is set to really pop off now with what you've managed to build up for yourself here. Still need some support levels, I suppose. That's the one thing you're hurting on. But again, you've got your Falcon Blade as well in low. You still has Doom ready to go with the drums. Gate movement is spotted out by Talon this time. They can opt to dodge out this fight down bot because, well, they don't really have a threat once Doom's popped onto anyone. Won't just look to have to play a little bit slow here, although Akashi's still making his way down.
Well, Akashi's gonna stay out of Azure, but obviously does not really want to run into this Razor yet. We'll just decide to back off in the end.
Once Doom's popped onto anyone.
Talon already started this game and one off on the back foot. And the thing is as well, with the draft of Azure, like getting off to a good start means the world to them because they can really get aggressive with this style of draft. Power Rune is going to spawn up top, and it's going to be a haste that Makoto will eventually be able to pick up himself.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Bit of a shame as well for WS because he got off to a bit of a negative start on that Night Stalker, right? Popping the first Dark Ascension, but ends up dying anyway. Not exactly the way you like to start your game as a Night Stalker. But Azure finding the bottom tier 1 tower now, and again, they're off to a fantastic start. Like everything's going their way thus far.
Yeah, nice and steady. You can't really expect tower pressure coming in here from WS up top. So tier 1 will hold for now. Big smoke coming in for Han and Planet. Even just Han committing, but WS does back off at the nick of time. Still, you do have level 6 up in Jokam, so there is a burst play you can look for. But they are, again, opting to play slower here on Talon. They respect this early spike from Azure. Let's see if WS will find an angle in, but Mew is a relatively tanky target. A speedy target as well with the drums up.
Absolutely. Nobody being caught quite yet. WS almost at that blade mail timing now. The Makoto gonna have his Witch's Blade up soon as well.
Dire are scanning.
The thing with this Pos 1 gyrocopter, like we tend to talk about this all the time, but it does take quite a bit of time and farm to get online as the gyrocopter these days. And the thing is, you compare his farm to the Razor, like while he is catching up, there is going to be a pretty big spike for this Razor that is going to be way before the gyrocopter's timing, that's for sure. He's already got the Yasha up with the Falcon Blade.
Your counter action to that has to be the Night Stalker. Like he has to be able to blink in and get that crippling fear off somehow. It's easier said than done until something like Blink is up.
Planet.
Speaking of,
WS may be going a bit too far. Roll is not going to connect. They'll still get the boulder smash though, and with the sharpshooter, WS will die to a neutral creep of all things. Lucky with that one, I suppose, but he's still not going to be happy with his death as Jokam also caught out. And I've got to give props to Azure. I really like the way they're playing against this draft of Talon. Just always remaining grouped up and ready to rotate if necessary. And it makes it pretty impossible to play this game as a Night Stalker.
And it is. Like this is not a game whatsoever for WS. Bottom network core, even behind Han, who's had, you know, a little bit of a touch and go start on the Earth Spirit so far. Not the fastest farming hero as well on the Night Stalker to try to compensate. The one thing they are doing on Talon is drag all of this attention away from their Puck and Gyrocopter. So the win conditions are getting some free room to farm. And that is the only silver lining right now for Talon, as even our supports, of course, are slowly farming. Kuhu's gotten jungle space for himself. I love the warding here from the side of Azure. They're just able to watch the triangle. They had that reach down bot as well earlier on before it was dewarded. They have the sneaky river rune to spot rotations. That Talon did not get to deward. Sentry could not reach from Jokam earlier. And it's just allowing them to, you know, counteract what Talon's trying to do at every single corner. They're also invading down bot quite nicely, making it a little bit awkward for Akashi, although he has his own forward ward at the least to protect. The lead is slowly building up for Azure. 2k up, 1 to 2k up, not the biggest swings so far. But their timings are still lined up. I'd say if the game state holds like this, you're honestly kind of happy for at least 7 minutes. Like literally, if the net worth gap is still within 1k in 7 minutes, you're still in a happy spot for Azure overall.
Well, they're going to look towards that mid-tier 1 tower now. WS does pick up that Blade Mail, but he doesn't have Dark Ascension up, so he can't really play too much here with Azure. They are pushing in that top tier 2 tower, though. Of course, Cuckoo with the Dark Troll Summoner and the Skellies is going to make it so they have to react to all this pushing coming. It seems like they will get there and take care of it quite easily. Of course, Low again having a brilliant game so far, almost at his BKB now on the Razor. Talon, of course, in classic Talon fashion, just wanting to sit back and avoid any kind of fights for now. You are just trying to buy as much time as possible for Akashi to get to a stage where he's going to be uncontrollable. Here comes WS. They'll see the task, but they won't make the jump in. Instead, trying to see if they can go on to New. New's going to have a lot of help incoming, though. They'll try to burst him down, but he's perfectly fine. In fact, now WS needs to get the hell out of there. He'll juke out the static link. They'll take down the task, but in comes Han with a beautiful magnetize, landing on quite a few of them. They'll take down Jokam. They'll find Cuckoo to boot. And with that, it'll be a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Azure. And you've really got to just appreciate how quickly they are rotating. It is basically instantaneous.
And it is. Like, they just don't want Talon to try to recoup space by taking these pickoffs or keeping the game at an even state, which again, for Azure, you're in a happy spot until at least 20 minutes. By the 20-minute mark, though, that's when Azure should look to really try to press their advantage if this game stays low. Because past 20, let's say into 25, you only have a 1k lead. Talon starts to feel a little bit scary at that point. And that's when you should expect BKB, Ag's timing here for Akashi, when Mikado has his Blink, maybe his own BKB or Linken's as well to protect. And things can get maybe a bit too interesting for Azure in terms of taking these fights. Do appreciate the small things Talon's doing as well. They're constantly setting out this prospecting creep to scout out. So they always have some rough idea for some of these strange heroes to come in without committing a ward. Their mid will fall though, and again, Talon has no play at the moment. We'll just have to let that go. Nice objective for Azure to try to widen that lead, keep that aggression, keep invading bot. That's the one thing that this movement from Talon is achieving as well. They're fighting away from the farming spots. So even if they lose a fight, there's no opportunity to plant deep wards. It's still giving room out for Akashi to get farm. And, you know, we were talking about WS having a pretty rough time. He's still matching the levels of Han. He's still matching even the net worth of Han at the least. And that's an Earth Spirit who does want to be up-tempo as well. So at the least, your tempo heroes are somewhat in pace here for Talon and Azure to an extent.
Mid lane. They're going to find themselves Cuckoo on the edge, but Cuckoo's a pretty tanky boy. They'll turn now. Onto the task they'll go. Still here comes New. Looking for Jokam, but a lot of control here from Cuckoo with the Centaur creep. And it seems though Azure deciding better of it, will just back off, not willing to dive T2 towers quite as of yet. Keep in mind, this is a lot of space for Akashi. Like, he's almost got that BKB up now. I don't necessarily believe it's going to allow him to play with his team anyway, but he certainly could choose to get involved once the BKB is up and available.
Yeah, I think the big thing is also just...
What's that, John?
Mm-hmm. I feel like the bigger thing is just Mikado is still... It's starting to take over in terms of net worth, right? Like, yes, he's kind of showing up a little bit more, but holding down the puck without Doom commitment is difficult at this point in the game. And he's still able to farm up. Like, he's #1 in net worth. He's got the Parasma lined up. He's got his Blink up on the puck. The puck is that earlier timing that you're kind of gunning for here on Talon. It is lining up for them so far.
Looking towards that T1 top tower now, Azure.
Radiant's top tower.
Good scan.
Mid lane, jump is there. Cuckoo again being targeted on the edge. Still pretty tanky with the overprotective Wisp. In comes Makoto now with the Dream Core, but Cuckoo is already dead. WS popping the Dark Ascension, wanting to move him, but he's pretty much alone at the moment with this initiation. The rest of his team looking to try and retreat. Han, he's going to get hexed up, but WS is still in huge trouble, and he's just dead. Han able to secure a double kill on the Earth Spirit, not dying at all. And Talon losing 2 more heroes at that.
That was pretty optimistic of Talon. Even Makoto turning with the Dream Coil was... it felt like at that point already an overcommitment. At best you burst down 1 with a finger. Beyond that, you don't really have the damage sustain to clean anyone else up. I mean, Low has his BKB. It's going to be very well protected. Maybe you can take care of Han, but he does manage to roll away. Steel Camp falls a little bit flat with the Earth Spike. And again, happy days for Azure. 2k lead, 2-11 into the 20-minute mark. They've got the tempo on their side. They are the ones making the better counteraction in comparison to what Talon's been pulling out. And it's at this point where they do have to keep that pacing up. You don't want to just linger at the 2k lead at this point. You need to start shutting Talon down. You need to start crossing the river, pressure onto tier 2s, take bigger team fights, lock down this puck. I think that's the big hurting point, that Makoto hasn't died yet.
I mean, New might find him now. Makoto able to blink away, but New's still on the chase, and he has the Doom available. He just needs to get within range for it. But it seems like Makoto going to be okay to retreat. So, getting close, but not quite. Yeah, it is certainly going to be a concerning kind of point as well to raise. I mean, Makoto is getting pretty close now to having the full Parasma, but he actually ends up buying the shards out. So it doesn't end up finishing the Parasma yet. Would rather the shards for now.
I think that's fine. It's a little bit more damage coming out with your right clicks. It's a little bit of value. You're definitely not getting your shard from the Tormentor anyhow for a long time here. So it's a decent enough investment, considering that it should help speed up your farm a little bit more consistently as well in comparison to the Parasma early. So it's just about like a long-term investment for the side of Talon. I wanted to say, you know, this kind of gameplay from Talon is actually, I mean, this is something we've seen Talon do with different lineups, of course, but now specifically with this style of them trying to get aggressive in some parts, reminds me a bit more of Bet Boom before. So they'll get the jump onto WS.
Sure will, WS. I mean, at the very least, it is nighttime, but it's not really helping his cause very much right now. He is going to die once again. Han able to completely control up this Night Stalker. And Azure really proving to be the stronger team, at least for game 1, at least for now. You still have this issue of Akashi getting pretty big on this gyrocopter, and you know, you could make the argument perhaps Azure hasn't found quite as much as they would have liked to by this point, but it seems like they are looking still very comfortable in this game 1. And don't forget as well, like, even if gyrocopter is one of the best late scaling kind of carries, Razor has proven to be very strong going into the late game.
That it is. Can't underestimate the impact of Static Link, a refresh BKB, even the Ags now can feel pretty ridiculous when you have Thunderhead on top. Like the Razor does do a lot of work. Low should be set for that scaling, quite nice. Midas up for New. Again, he does have the Devil's Bargain to just sell it off again later on. And all Talon can do is create space. Have WS cop the attention, let Akashi and Kato farm up, and they are. Just have to be worried about how much space starts to bleed out. Again, the lead for now at 22 is still only 2k, but they are applying pressure onto the top tier 2. And Talon doesn't have good defense angles to take as Cuckoo.
Cuckoo again being hunted, but Han, he pops the Magnetize, but that's going to be about it. Using his BKB a bit preemptively just to ensure that Akashi couldn't try and take him out. Rest of Han's team was trying to secure the top T2 tower in the meantime, so he didn't really have any help around him to try and go for those kills anyway. And it seems like Azure might stick around and continue trying for this tier 2 top tower. The Makoto is forcing in the bottom lane, so they might have to address that, and in fact they will. Low will rotate over to deal with that creep wave. And this is classic Makoto. Puck, like he's just going to make sure all the lanes are forced in at all times. And this is something that has brought Talon a lot of wins, just by the game delaying that we do see with this Puck.
And it is. I think the one issue for Azure in that movement top, their siege potential is pretty damn slow, right? Until you get maybe a Razor Ags, which is not a priority when you're playing 1, certainly not something you actually want to buy out for the most part. Your even when you're committing the 3 heroes with a creep wave, yeah, the tower's still relatively healthy top. So it's still playing into Talon's stall. Maybe this movement can start to line up if they can jump Mikado. Not going to be able to really pin down a puck again. Just a very slippery target. You don't have a blink on you. So you're maybe a little bit more reliant on a from fog roll from Han, or just a great bushwhack here from Planet. Easier said than done.
Bottom lane, Makoto's pinging out
Dire's
low.
middle tower is under attack.
Low just gonna casually walk out of there. He'll be fine. Meanwhile, Cuckoo being hunted as well, but he's also okay. New does pop the Scorched Earth. Looks like he still wants to try and hunt somebody down, but doesn't really have any vision over anybody, so everyone from Talon perfectly okay to back off. Thing is though, New now has the full Crimson Guard up with the pipe, so things get a little bit more challenging if you are Talon in terms of actually bursting anyone down, because it's just so much defense with these auras now. As Cuckoo once again being jumped, but gets a nice 4-star for the high ground and will be able to survive no problem. But that mid tier 2 tower is still going to be targeted. As Makoto does land a 3-man Dream Coil, but there's no real follow-up to it. Jump in again, onto the gyrocopter, but Akashi gets the 4-star down. He's fine. Onto Han they'll go, but Han is a tanky boy. He'll also be able to get out of there no problem. Talon successfully defending for now as they're looking for a bit more. Makoto's still just chipping away at New. In comes WS now, just constantly slowing New down, but it won't matter. They will have the drinking buddies to drag him out, and it seems like Azure now kind of resetting and looking to perhaps try to reinitiate. In fact, Makoto's being hunted by Han, but they don't see him.
This is not the best situation for Azure right now. Look at that damage onto Han just from Mikado. More than half HP gone.
Oh, jump in again. They're going to find Planet to start off this fight. Azure now not wanting to stick around any longer. Already having the numbers disadvantages. They've also found out the Tusken. Well, eventually he will die. Snowball will only buy so much time. And suddenly Talon finding a 2-for-nothing trade themselves. They can certainly start to look towards that mid-tier 1 tower, which is now gone.
Has fallen.
Yeah, this is going into what we were talking about here. Azure, yeah, they're happy at a 1 to 2k lead 20 minutes in. You don't want that into 25. They had to do more. They had to try to force a fight, get the space they need, get the numbers advantage for an actual siege. They tried sieging top and mid, Mike, with like 3 and 4 heroes on each respective siege. Both towers are still at half HP. Like, the siege threat is just not there without the team fight to back it up for Azure. And now they lose their advantage. 3k going on to Talon, 4 to 12, despite being 4 to 12 at the moment. There is still play for the side of Azure. You know, we haven't seen big dooms at all from New. He's been very conservative with the doom usage in this game. Mainly trying to look for Mikado on the puck. But Mikado now has a full Lincoln. So you will have to be quick on your fingers to try to burst that down with a mana burn. Pop the Lincoln and hope the BKB, or hope that he doesn't dodge out for the doom. Mikado's just poking and prodding, but this is the point in the game now for Azure where if they don't manage to retake the lead or try to widen the lead by 30, then this starts to become Talon's game just a bit until the Razor really becomes farmed up here.
Are scanning.
They're desperately trying to find Makoto in that tree line. Makoto able to juke them out once again. And now Roshan is going to be started. So Azure still going to try and find something with all this time they committed. Talon, they are around if they want to try and force a fight. Roshan is actually a very slow process here for Azure. And it seems like they are going to try and force a fight here, Talon. Can't quite blame them for that choice. They don't have WS around though, which could make things a little bit awkward, but he does have a TP ready whenever. Just waiting for that right moment as Cuckoo has been jumped, but Makoto does jump in trying to defend him. Looks like Cuckoo will survive at least a little bit longer as Han will chase him down. The Ench is still fine for now. Here comes Low, but Low can't keep up with him either as Makoto has found himself on top of a cliff. And Joe Cam is the one to drop. So just a lion kill out of that. But it still does give them the numbers advantage going back into this Roshan pit.
But they don't have Eye of the Storm, nor do they have... Oh,
Makoto breaks the 5-man smoke, gets the
geez.
Dream Call off, takes down the Tusk. This could be a perfect initiation. But the rest of the team just wasn't close enough. So Makoto, he'll take the kill for himself and Roshan suddenly just stops.
engagement. You're seeing the issues here for Azure. That lack of damage on towers shows up in Roshan. They don't have the damage to kill off Rosh fast enough. They pop, again, Eye of the Storm. They pop Magnetize. They only have Doom. Mew is so conservative on this Doom. At some point, you have to wonder, he should just use it. You know, again, Mikado is the big issue, but surely you get one more kill in that kind of engagement, like Jokam +1, and then you can overwhelm Roche no matter what. Or at least, actually, it's hard to say. With respawns being so low, yeah, it's actually just hard to see these lines for Azure. Now you have Aegis up for Akashi, the 4K lead still standing for the side of Talon. You are still getting further itemization, of course, being built up for Azure. Double BKBs up, a blink coming out for New once he sells off. Probably the drums here because they're out of charges anyhow. Get your blink up, you can start to consider that blink Lincoln Break Doom onto Mikado. And then the game can start to simplify at that point, but Akashi started to do a little bit too much damage. That and all of these force staffs are insanely annoying to play up against. Right, like they got the shard trapment on Kuku, he forced staff out, and then all of them were stuck in the shards on Azure instead. Like it's all of those small little movement usage from Talon that just kind of ruined the engagement for Azure to look for more.
Yeah, now the game's completely flipped on its head now as well, Akashi again becoming a pretty big problem, and so is Makoto. Immediate smoke up. You're about 40 gold, or rather 140 gold away from Makoto to have the full Parasma, which would really amp the damage up quite a bit, but they're going to jump in early. Two-man coil is out. Nobody dead quite yet. A nice snowball save to take Han out of there, but Han's being dragged right back into the loving arms of Akashi. They're going to try and force the fight anyway. Akashi actually dropping quite low, but has the BKB to pop, also has the Aegis. They're going to use the Doom on the Gyrocopter, but that's only his first life. He can go back in. In fact, Makoto, he's already jumped in with the Waning Rift. They're going to find Han. WS looking for a little bit more. Not able to catch anybody else, but still a successful style of fight here for Talon. I mean, they lose the Aegis, but they find themselves a core ES skill, and well, now Talon, they can look towards the mid-tier 2.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
No Doom to worry about. No Eye of the Storm, no Magnetize. You are in a happy spot to at least poke. They're probably not looking for the full commitment. They are showing a lot of restraint here on Talon. It's Makoto really that's going insane. Has the full Parasma up. He's doing so much damage in the front. And again, there's no easy answer for this draft. It's so much pressure on New. Like he has to connect that Doom. This time he chooses to just Doom the Gyro to take the Aegis. But again, Mikado just sees angles back in. He does not have anything to worry about. All of your stuns are a little bit too slow. You gap close with Tusk. He has silence. He has a dodge on the puck. You try to bushwhack, still the dodge. It's not quick enough. Maybe a slight of Vice here on Han could be a solution after this Shivas. Could be one way, or just, I don't know, it's hard. It does feel like Mikado has to die somehow. Low!
Oh boy, they found low. That's Makoto with the setup with the Dream Coil. He's catching the Razor with his pants down. Bottom lane, they're going to try and at least take out Cuckoo for their trouble, but it's not going to be that easy. Akashi and WS still around, willing to go for a fight if necessary. Makoto is currently on the way as well. And so Azure need to get the hell out of there. New looking like he's in a lot of danger. Here comes the puck. New surely dead and will be. The jump into the hoodwink as well. Han, meanwhile, found himself in a very awkward position. But thankfully for him, nobody spots him out.
This is rough times for Azure. Like, yes, the scaling's still there. You've got a Satanic on low. Rather unfortunate he got picked off. The damage again from Mikado is overwhelming at this point. But there is still scale. There's this refresh idea for the Razor, and that's where things start to get kind of crazy. He has a shard up, but your high ground's being knocked on by Talon, who is 5 kills behind, who only had 2 kills for what? They had 2 kills at 20 minutes on Talon's end. You had like 11 or 10 at that point for Azure. Again, they just couldn't use that advantage. The siege was just too difficult. This lack of damage for Azure onto objectives has hurt them. They tried top tier 2, couldn't work. Tried mid tier 2, didn't work. Tried Roshan, it didn't work. And now the advantage is gone. It's not an impossible game. 11k at 33, not the biggest lead in the world. Still playable, but it's a difficult game to play now.
That it is. 11k behind Azure.
Dire are scanning.
To find a way back into this game one for themselves. It looks rather tough now. Oh, Talon still grouping up in that mid lane area. Azure just hanging by their own wards, trying to make sure they play underneath their own vision, but now they're underneath the vision of Talon, and Makoto, of course, is naturally just going to jump right in. No fear in the world on this puck. They'll get the D wards off, but they do land a nice stun onto low. No jumping quite yet. Makoto still trying to find the support from the back. Meanwhile, Akashi now has the full Ags up, so even more damage with the side gunner. Azure, they need the perfect initiation, and that basically means killing off Makoto first. And, well, Makoto, he's not really making that very easy. In we go again. Han. Copping so much damage. Makoto, he'll pop the coil on one. The ES is fine for now. Instead, they've turned their attention to low, but the Doom is out. They caught the gyrocopter with that one. Akashi, he's trying to back out of there, and he's actually fine. He'll create the distance. Instead, they'll try to turn onto WS, but he's also fine. Everybody's just kiting around as they'll turn back onto low, but low is going to be okay to return to the high ground. That was your Doom committed, and it really amounts to nothing. So Talon, there is an opening for them to try and move high ground. In fact, they found a target. It's going to be the Hoodwink from Planet. He'll get saved by the Drinking Buddies as now WS is in trouble. WS out of there though. Han diving in deep. Han, he'll be okay for now, but Makoto jumping right back in on the puck. Gets caught by a bushwhack, but there's no follow-up to it. Han will barely survive. And it seems like Talon say, screw all that, we'll go for the Tormentor instead.
Like this is just really smart itemization from Talon, right? Like this all stems back from, you know, we were talking about it earlier. Cuckoo had farm priority in the jungle. Guess what that led into? A really fast force staff on your Enchantress. You managed to get the space as well for Jokam to eventually get his force staff. You got a Hurricane Pike priority from Akashi over the full Ags. That's what he bought out first while he had Crystallis before going to Daedalus. And the triple force stabs are just ruining Azure. And again, we saw that in the mid fight on tier 2. We saw that in Roche. They're just constantly being kited out by Talon, having all of their big spells just whittle away. Like, if the Storm fades, Magnetize fades, Doom fades, and then you don't want that fight anymore on Azure. So it's just removing these opportunities. 13k lead for Talon. Scan is good. Whether or not they commit is a different question, but Talon, again, somehow getting into the driver's seat, and Azure just having a decent enough early start, but not able to capitalize. The draft, certainly one big factor in that, and how Talon is dodging out even the pickoffs. Just creating a nightmarish scenario for Azure. Roche timer we'll see in a few seconds here, and Talon could set up for that. Full Octarine for Mikado. Not like the puck's already annoying. Just constantly poking and prodding. The damage output of Puckman is just insane. I don't know why the shard works this way. He needs 35 bonus magic damage.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. It really is. And you're gonna have problems very soon. Like once you hit the level 25 mark, everything becomes infinitely more annoying against the puck. Suddenly those BKBs don't quite look as useful as they once did. And again, Azure, they're the ones that need to find a way back into this game because they're 13k behind, and it's Talon knocking on their high ground door. I mean, more items coming up now, and you having a BKB up on the Doom, but it really does feel like an issue of actually locking people down long enough to actually kill them now. There'll be a big smoke up here from Azure. Heading down towards the south of the map, but Talon are smoked up themselves now, and Roshan is available. Talon will be the first ones to see it. Makoto's got an amp damage room, but it is just about to expire, so it won't be available for this fight. Azure still patiently waiting, just ensuring that they're around for this Roshan attempt. That's like Cuckoo trying to bait the side of Azure to jump in, but Azure will not oblige. And it seems like they're just leaving. So Roshan, I mean, it roars, it tells them. And Azure, they decide better of it. They're going back in. I don't think they can afford to let this Roshan go, especially with the banner available. Make high ground a little bit too easy. Oh, Roshan is now officially gone. They're a bit too late to the party. Lowe's still going to try and force the fight here, going up onto Jokam with the static link. Jokam trying for a TP is not going to make it. Well, Bushwhack doesn't connect. Unfortunate here for Planet. Because he was just out of range for the trees. And with that, I mean, you lose Jokam, but you get everyone else out of there. You're going to be pretty happy with that.
What you are, you can always just take care of the creeps with Mikado, start skipping away. Octarine means he's going to be in and out of that map very quick. Nighttime is up for WS, although he did pop Dark Ascension. A bug for New. Gotta get the bug spray out. And it's dead. Bug's gone. No need to reconnect. Just max it right there.
Fight maybe to break out. Makoto. Makoto's been silenced. This is the opportunity they've been waiting for. Makoto finally being doomed up. They got him this time. They got him this time. Finally finding that pesky puck. Wait, you saw how fast Han had to be with the geomagnetic grip to actually land that silence, but it does work out.
And that's the big opening they need here on the side of Azure. Finally find a tier 2 of their own. Could probably go for one more. They've got the refresh up on low. Double static link, double Eye of the Storm, double BKB, even a Satanic as well. Can start to cause some issues here. But Aegis still stands for Akashi, going for a Swift Blink. So he does want to plant himself in the middle of a fight. See if that will start to pan out, as they've still got confidence in Azure to start the high ground here.
Jump is there, stun is out. Akashi, though, being force stuffed out by Cuckoo, will be okay. As now Han's the one in pretty big danger, but he'll get saved by the drinking buddies. Akashi jumping onto Low, but Low's just tanking through all the damage for now, as Low eventually deciding he needs to escape. Does get his way out. It seems like they'll have to come back another day here. I mean, Azure, they are still fighting to an Aegis of Akashi, so you do have to be pretty wary, even if the puck is dead.
Which you do. But again, you've reached this recovery point for Low. With the threat of refresh, he's going to be something that you really have to manage well inside of Talon. Like, you're going to need that secondary Lincolns to be up on Cuckoo. You need to be very smart with your 4 stabs here. And again, like, there's still scaling left. Han trying to work onto his own Octarine, into a Yule's Wind Waker perhaps to try to get some saves. Octarine also being farmed up by New. A refresh on Doom's also going to be massive if you can find that point. Nothing like a Ags yet for Pichot for Siamese Cat. Still a ways off from even considering something like that, but eventually can start to think about that as well if this game drags any longer. 9k lead still holding for Talon, but again, at this point, 41 minutes in, it means a little bit less now. Right? Like, this is not the end of the world for Azure, as we are seeing. The issue for Azure is just translating kills into objectives. Like, we saw Mikado die, tier 2 fall, sure. High ground, not something they can pierce at this point in game. And Talon, for their part, there is some pressure to maybe get something done with this Aegis. We'll see, they're taking the gate across with Akashi down bot here.
See, Jokam will get the D-ward off before they do get within range. In fact, Planet now finding out Makoto and Akashi are both there. Jump is in, a nice stun, perfect earth spike coming up from Jokam to set up, though they have not actually killed anyone off quite yet. Everyone survives. WS is the one in danger now with the static link out from Low, just doing so much damage, and WS does drop. Another nice start here for Azure. They look now towards Cuckoo. They'll miss out on Makoto for now. They'll finally lose PQ on this task with Akashi. He'll lose his first life. Low gets within range to deal with the gyrocopter. And it seems like they might have him a secondary time. They're trying to help out with Makoto. Akashi's still in huge trouble, being doomed up, has no way out of this. They'll just let him die. They'll leave him alone. They'll go for the rest of the team. Cuckoo still being targeted by Low. Eventually, should go down. Makoto's still trying to get some damage off on Han, does find the Earth Spirit, and Cuckoo actually survives. Joe Cam's still going, buying so much time here for Makoto to continue just chipping away. And they are out of mana. They are out of mana, which leaves them to be sitting ducks here for this puck. And with that, I think both of these guys might be dying very soon because Makoto can just keep going. The battle of attrition is low. Gonna try again onto Cuckoo, but just constantly being kited out by these three.
Oh my god.
And I think he realizes at this point he's in pretty big danger, but here comes the save from our Tusk right onto Joe Cam. Joe Cam's still fine though. They don't have the mana for the plasma field. Here comes WS now. Low, still trying to find a way. Will run north, but it will not matter as Makoto will take care of it. Joe Cam somehow still alive throughout all of this. As he'll get tipped by Makoto. Snowball in. It's not going to help too much though. Joe Cam will survive.
Oh my lord. What is this?
That was a full team wipe, by the way. That's a full team wipe for Talon.
What is up with us? Okay, this is breaking the mold for us, Mike. We're reaching new territory. You know what you and I are used to? The longest games. What I'm not used to is a fight so long that your gyrocopter just basically respawns at the end of it. At 44 minutes in. That must be a record. That was a long-ass team fight. Talon does manage to kite around. Big key issue is that, again, you can take care of Akashi. How do you take care of Mikado if you commit Doom onto Akashi? You don't. You are seeing the issues in also handling low. Like we said, refresh on a Razor is plenty scary. At 44 minutes in. That must be a record. That was a long-ass team fight. Talon does manage to kite around. Big key issue is that, again, you can take care of Akashi. How do you take care of Mikado if you commit Doom onto Akashi? You don't. You are seeing the issues in also handling low. Like we said, refresh on a Razor is plenty scary. There's basically been no impact here on WS. Unfortunately, he is just a body to throw forward at this point, although he has been very disruptive in terms of Azure trying to look for angles in. This could be a big item pickup for the side of Azure. They've got their full Ags up on Han, so some good save potential, some good aggressive stone potential as well. Get some kickbacks, and another way to pop Lincolns. But a 14-17 game, 15k lead for Talon. Cuckoo has his own Lincolns up, so he is a very happy lad. Additional protection from the Dooms. They can stack these Lotus usage, Lincoln's usages up, and that can, again, cause some additional complications here for Azure.
Talon still not ready to try and breach high ground. Obviously, we've seen Azure are able to fight back here with their own draft, and without the Aegis up, it is a little bit scary. But they're going to smoke up here, Talon. And they find themselves a target that's not quite low. Scary times as well, because Makoto's going to have the Ags up soon, and well, that Ags is always stupid to watch.
And it is. You have to appreciate that Mikado had enough gold there to buy the Ags, Mike. He bought the Dagon tree instead.
Naturally.
Oh, he wants to clean up. You know, the spell lifesteal is pretty damn good as well. Mikado just wants to stay alive. Fair enough. Next Roche. How long will it be? A minute 20. Moderate timer here for both sides. So there's some opportunity to try to fix your lanes here on Azure for Talon. Maybe look for a tier 2 before the next Roshan. They are lining up for it up top. Where do you go from here? Akashi is set to finish up his Swift Blink into a Divine. So he wants to stop this game already, which is fair. WS is set to get into a Lincoln. So that would be, what, triple Lincolns up on the side of Talon? Again, if you just plop each of them one by one onto someone constantly being targeted, it's annoying. I feel like that's the one thing I can say for what Talon's doing this game. It's smart, sure, you can give them that. It's safe, but it's also very annoying. Like, that's the key part. That's the one thing for Azure. You play into guys, you're trying to run in, they just triple force staff out. You're gonna get annoyed. It's a damn annoying game to play.
That it is. Azure, grouping up mid, smoked up is fine. Oh, they found a target. It's going to be WS. They're going to get started right on the Night Stalker. They'll try to force WS away. Even the BKB being committed, but it's not enough. He is down, and so is Jokam. Already 2 being dropped here for Talon. Cuckoo looking to be the 3rd target. Will not be able to get away, I do not believe, and he does go down. Tier 2 mid tower now being the target of Azure. It seems like they've got plenty of time to try and breach high ground here, assuming they have a creep wave up against this puck, which I don't believe they will very soon.
No. No creep. And they have the 1. Still enough time, but the fortify is up. It is 2v5. Surely they find something for this.
I mean, it's not just the
backdoors back up. No way.
Not just Makoto either, but Cuckoo's going to have the melee creep pulling the creep wave way in the mid lane. So no creeps incoming.
Oh my lord.
Oh, this is classic Talon. This happens every time. Every time. Tier 3 is still under siege. At least they've got the creeps in the bot lane. That's one way to sort it out.
Yeah. They'll have Doom ready as well. They get it.
There goes your mid-rank.
Eventually.
Very nice. Yeah.
Oh man, such a weird game. Lots of annoying stuff coming out from both sides, but that was the jump you're looking for in Azure. You break Talon apart. The response not swift. Mikado not able to jump in instantly to Dream Coil and try to play around. They'll try now though. They'll smoke up on Talon's end. Doom still available for new, and at least 1 set of spells for low. So we'll see if Talon this time finds the opening. Oh,
the jump is there. Akashi
they do.
Already finding a couple targets. There goes your task. For now, the Razor is alive, but for how long? Han did manage to save with the Enchant Remnant himself. Meanwhile, though, WS looking for more, does find himself an Earth Spirit, so Han in big danger, does go down. A great start of this fight here for Talon as they can look towards Low now. Low's the big target. Paves are around though. Again, the Tusk buying plenty of space as they are continuing to try and chase down this Razor, but he's just a bit too tanky of a target. And suddenly Talon are the ones now looking at high ground. Though they don't have a creep wave through the mid lane, but they've got one up top.
Yeah.
They won't commit, however.
Nah. It's still risky. You know Doom's still up. You know there's a lot of things that can go wrong. You respect the fact that the Earth Spirit probably has buyback as well. They could gun for Roshan. Topside Rosh during nighttime here has the free Ag's Blessing on hand, which would be massive for Mikado to find at this point. And it looks like they'll make their way right there. Side of Azure looking instead to keep applying that pressure mid, maybe try to jump Mikado. And that could just ruin Talon. Does have buyback gold if he does die, but maybe a little bit optimistic in that one too.
Easy Roshan here for Talon.
There you go. Free Ags for Mikado as well. There you go. Now it's a silly game. Travels up for your puck. Even if they lose a team fight, if Mikado is alive, he will just travel around and, well, block the creep waves. There's the refresh for new. Double Doom is set to go. Very important. You need to Doom up Akashi and you need to Doom up Mikado. Ideally. You've got the tools to do so now. Just need to execute. We've seen Azure pull it off before. A good smoke here.
And it is Azure. Gonna see Cuckoo again, but he's a big, big boy to try and take down. Hard to get through all this HP. Cuckoo, he actually gets doomed, so they do take him out. Coil was committed though. They found the Hoodwink with that. Stone Remnant will save from Han. He'll enchant the Hoodwink up and save the day once again, so Planet is able to get out of there just fine. Jokam now being targeted by Low, does get taken down, but Planet finally will drop to Makoto. Still Makoto now maybe getting caught as the Doom finally comes out. They found the puck. Makoto's down, but guess what, John? He still has buyback. He's fine.
Yeah. Perfectly fine, and they still hold on to the Aegis somehow here for Talon. So actually a pretty big win for Azure, forcing out 2 buybacks on the supports. killing off Mikado. Sure, they don't find Aegis, but you're seeing the issues when that committal comes in. Force stabs aren't cutting it anymore with how much move speed and mobility Low has with his full swift blink up. 13k lead still holds for Talon. They need to stall for a minute 10 until Mikado's back up. You do have the Divine Gold ready for Akashi. That is enough with buyback here. It has the Sacred Relic staying locked in his backpack. So you have this physical burst lined up. But it's kind of all in now for Talon. I think they can sense this game starting to get very challenging, you know. And Razor late game, with all of this itemization, is a massive nuisance. The saves coming out from Han. It's causing a lot of issues. Double Doom, causing a hell lot of issues here as well. And I do think as this game simplifies into, say, 60 minutes, Azure Ray actually do have the advantage. Their saves are much more consistent. Their scaling is there. Their damage from the Razor is nice, and your ultimate teamfight control is still superior to Talon if they're not careful.
WS caught, is able to force stuff away once again. Jokan this time saving the day. Tan not able to keep up. We'll have to watch them walk out. And it wouldn't be Talon without a 1 hour game, would it, John? It just wouldn't be Talon.
Nope. Different
Another
roster.
T5 item game.
Yeah. Different roster. Still ends up with somehow the same path. I would say we were treated to faster Talon games in the qualifiers at the least, and I do believe yesterday was faster than this, but hey, you know, it's to these esports players, this is an early start. BKB forced out from Han. That's something.
Oh, still got a minute 40 on the Aegis for Akashi. Divine Rapier is already in his backpack. He just hasn't unlocked the Sacred Relic. So Akashi's ready with a Divine if he needs it. He's actually got almost enough gold for a secondary Divine if he really wants. And well, with that, Talon back to the retreat. It looks like this Aegis will amount to absolutely nothing.
Radiant are scanning.
And meanwhile, I mean, for Azure, I suppose there's plenty of time for them to continue trying to find a positive way of dealing with this gyrocopter in this park.
I think they've found their answers, honestly. It feels like it's Talon trying to figure out how to breach high ground at this point. You have to take care of the Doom. I think the big issue for Talon is that the impact from WS isn't really felt. Like this Night Stalker, again, just hasn't really achieved much in the game. The silence is great, but starting to play into those BKBs is just hellish. He's working onto that into that harpoon still on WS. And that could be one way. Dragon Hero is back. At the least try to isolate them off. But still almost there at the very least. Won't have buyback if he does commit. Maybe, I don't know, man. Like, I want to say the Ag's Crippling Fear, Constant Silence could be good, but 6% of your mana is just a stupid amount of mana. It's a little bit too costly. Granted, you know, you could keep it up for 10 seconds instead of 6. That could be nice. It gives you some daytime play if you manage to find Ag's money, but it's a very low priority here for the side of Talon. Aegis expires. They take their Tormentor instead. Mikado about to hit level 30. So he will have pretty much everything you could ask for. A little bit more damage, a little bit more in the Waning Rift as well. And yeah, this is not what I expected coming into this one. I don't know why I didn't expect this, Mikey, but that's on me.
You didn't expect this. I did.
I don't know. I feel like you're definitely a little bit more unfair. This iteration found in the qualifiers sometime. Yeah, just a little bit. They have played a little bit faster than old Talon before.
The bar wasn't set very high, John.
Exactly.
You know,
I didn't expect them to go right back to it. I expected a little bit better.
Hey, they're not playing badly. You know, I'm not saying it's bad gameplay. It's just Talon gameplay. It's just, you know.
Yeah.
The game just. I was about to ask if there's in fact, hold that thought, because we are going to see a 5-man split.
Good time to reveal the Ags here on Picho. The kickback is there. Again, with a reposition they have with his Earth Spirit Ags, this could be the way forward. Just isolating out Talon.
Are scanning.
Where the heck will Akashi fiddle Lincolns here? All right. When the heck will he use his Divine?
I imagine it's going to be the classic emergency, they're on our high ground, buy back and pick up the Divine kind of play. Or it's a we wipe them, let's go high ground and finish the game kind of Divine. It's one of those two. I don't think he's gonna assemble it up until one of those two conditions happens.
Yeah, it does look that way. He still has the Ag's Blessing, I suppose, so still has that slot free. Overwhelming Blink up now for Mikado. I feel like at this point, maybe you start to consider letting go of the Dagon, but the lifesteal is useful. A minute and a half until we see a tier 5s. If that will actually lead to the end of the game, who knows? But again, a very fascinating game. Talon's still in control, but having issues with a team fight, and that means they can't commit onto the high ground. Azure having better times in fights, having issues catching people one by one if they're not fully committed. And even then, they've also had early on damage issues onto the objectives, which shouldn't be an issue any longer at least. A very fast Roshan, 20 seconds off. Can be a nice spawn for Azure as it should head bot for a few more seconds here.
Five seconds for Roshan. Azure leaving the area though, a bit awkward. So looking up top. And Talon immediately moving down towards the bottom side of the map, just dealing with that creep wave. Dark Ascension was committed by WS. Not gonna find too much with it apart from maybe some vision. Now Roshan now is officially available, so that Dark Ascension usage could be a little bit awkward. Because Roshan is now shifting towards the top left corner of the map, but we do have tier 5 items naturally, so I suppose that's probably why he popped the Dark Ascension in the first place, just get that farm going ASAP and just make sure your team remains safe. There's a Giant's Ring to get started here for New. That's going to be a very big doom.
Love it. Look at that. That is great model scaling.
Yeah, New is officially 6 feet now. Very happy. Happy days for New.
Everyone else is like 5'11".
Oh, absolutely.
That 1 inch makes that big of a difference right there. That's how it feels like. What do we have for Talon? They've got Mirror Shield for Akashi. So Lincoln's plus Mirror Shield, you're feeling pretty good. Heck, if they actually amass somehow multiple... Oh god, it's even worse. They have 2 Force Boots. Cuckoo and WS. My lord, what is this?
No, Force Boots are so broken as a neutral item, honestly. They're so good. Here we go. Roshan style.
Another mirror. Wait, no way. Talon got 2 Force Boots and 3 Mirror Shields. Are you kidding me?
Scanning.
What the hell is that?
What do you mean? It's pretty good if you ask me.
Wait. Did the Planet actually got Unwavering Condition? Holy.
He did. Yes, he did. I mean, it makes sense against this Makoto puck, I think.
Yeah, but then the gyro just bursts you down, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the one trade-off.
Something tells me they're a lot more worried about the puck right now, isn't you? We'll get jumped from Makoto, though. He's been caught. They'll get the doom off onto the puck. And Makoto eventually will just be forced to die slowly but surely. As he is gone, but he does, of course, have buyback available. Question is, does he want to commit it? Answer is probably no, but this Roshan is going to be pretty important. As Akashi has been spotted. Han going to force the BKB out of him. They could not get within range for a Walrus Punch though here as the blink was on cooldown. for PQ, so it's time to go back towards Roshan Pitten. This Roshan will go Azure's way.
100% has to. And be able to find it nice and quick. Talon. Again, Mikado kind of going far forward, does get punished. Feels confident enough with a Mirror Shield plus the Lincolns, but does manage to get silenced up. You don't manage to control this Earth Spirit, you are still in trouble as the puck is still threat. Roche will go. I wonder what Jokam will try to do with this solution. Nothing as it dies. So you'll get your Aegis, your banner, and a free Axe lined up for his top. WS has tried to push up top though.
He gets a bit of damage onto that bot T3 tower, but nothing to write home about. Is New now chasing down, trying to see if he can find anyone, but does not quite. And WS is just riding the top T3 tower. You know, I appreciate that, WS. I really do. If there's one thing Talon does better than anybody, it's find ways to buy time.
That they do. Let's see. We've got Cuckoo with an MKB now on our Ench.
Oh, WS.
There's the Divine up.
Divine available now. WS is being chased down by New. They've got the Doom available. Of course, they've got to find a way to break the Lincolns first, though. And WS is increasingly hard to catch because of those damn force boots up. BKB popped and he's just out of there.
You gotta love it. You gotta love seeing that. And knowing that they have 2 force boots, 3 force stabs, and how many Lincolns and so many Mirror Shields. This is a very tricky puzzle to solve for Azure. Like, again, their best hope is just flip Mikado with a silence, throw everything you have at him, pierce through that Lincoln's and the Mirror Shield, and then you're happy, right? Like, he dies. But it's easier said than done. Mikado has to overcommit. And somehow, even with the Aegis, Azure are stuck in the high ground. They are shoved in by a puck, as it tends to happen.
Shadowblade being built up on planet now. I guess maybe they just want the silver edge for planet, just, you know, have another form of break available. WS being targeted again top lane, but there's no chance in hell of catching him at the moment because, you know, force boots and Lincolns and BKBs and whatever else you can find defensively. He's got it. Ag Scepter up now on the Doom. They spotted out Jokam. Jokam gonna go for a bit of a run with the Glimmer Cape and looks like he actually might just make it. Nice TP away. He's fine.
I like what Azure is trying. They are trying to group up, play off of this Aegis, but
Makoto's gonna find himself a nice easy one.
Oh, with a gem as well. Nice freebie for Mikado to take. But this is just annoying. Like, I feel for Azure. This is gameplay you hate. If you're playing against it, you absolutely hate this style of gameplay. You're just annoyed to hell. You have to maintain composure. You know, you have to think, all right, we're still in a good spot. We're 66 minutes in, literally 1 melee racks up. That's their advantage. Not the most meaningful at the moment, unfortunately. Where do we go now? Go to low?
They're looking for low. Jokam might actually catch him here. Lincoln's broken. Jokam now, the one being hunted, just go step the TP out, though they do have a lot of Atos to lock him down. So Jokam will drop. Meanwhile, by the Dire base, looks like Makoto did drop a Dream Coil trying to catch out someone. I think it was Han on the Earth Spirit, but he's able to get out. As now New's being targeted. New forced the BKB and run, but he's just taking so much damage from this gyrocopter. Looks like he is going to be alright. The enchant room was there onto New, and eventually he will be fine to get towards the founders. And Makoto now in danger on the puck. Well, I say in danger, there's just no chance in hell of killing him without the Doomer.
Let's think about how to end this game. I think the idea now on Talon is Cuckoo farms for more attack speed A BKB perhaps. And what do we got in WS? Honestly, WS feels like a dead end in itemization. That's the one thing. The Night Stalker just doesn't feel like it's scaling. Oh,
they're gonna find planet.
Another gem back. Left on the ground. Courier's coming in.
I don't know if the
Courier's gonna take it.
Anymore.
Nothing else is happening. Oh, they took the gem. They took the gem.
Oh,
What a play.
The career, is he? No, he's not. He's gonna go for the rack.
Oh, no, he's not that insane.
Go on, WS. Go, hit the racks, WS. Come on, do us a favor. Do us a favor. There you go. Thank you, WS. I appreciate it, sir.
Man. 19 to 25. That could be worse. We could be 8 to 9 at 40 minutes. Never forget. I will never let that forget. And when I see the former Polaris voice again, I will mention that. Heck, I should mention it whenever I see Natsumi and Kuyabumi.
Mid lane. Jump out onto the Doom, but it won't matter. At this point, I'm convinced Talon enjoys these games, John. I'll be frank with you. I think they just like it. I think they like it.
I think it's important to enjoy everything you do, Michael Phoenix.
Are you enjoying yourself right now, John?
Yeah, I get to spend time with my best friend. You know, I'm
like
working a cool tournament. We've got a great producer in the background with all the soundboards that are not relevant in this scenario. Do not press the buttons. Okay, press the button. Yeah, that one we'll accept. The question you should ask is, does Azure enjoy this kind of gameplay? Because it's a different roster, but these are the maniacs who went, what, a 6R series with G2IG back in the day?
Yes, I was there, John. You were there too. We know. We were there.
Oh.
Yeah, we were casting that game too.
Oh, that's right. See, I almost forgot because it was so long ago. It's been a year. No, it's been 2 years now with this game running too. Makoto!
Hold on a minute. They found Makoto. They have found Makoto. Makoto's in trouble. He's gone.
Look at WS!
He does have buyback.
Do it, WS! No! He poked. He could not. Backdoor. He knows. He knows the assignment, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, they found it. They found it.
Oh, Lord.
That's going to be new down. Han tried to move in. Han forced to just run away, though, with his BKB. His team is there now to back him up, but nobody's sure what's going on anymore. Like, do we go? Do we not go? Like, what are we doing, boys? Literally every person on the map has buyback. Everyone.
WS?
But nobody wants to fight.
When they're trying to fight, Azure is smoked up. They had wards. They saw WS, could not jump in. Roshan in 20. Take a look. WS runs right into them.
Uh-oh. What Tasty's WS? Can they actually kill him though? He's gonna BKB TP. They don't have... Oh, they got the kick. They've got the kick. It's fine. WS four-staffing away again, but he's dead. What number Roshan is this gonna be, John? How many Roshans has it been now?
I wish we could see, but I am not smart enough to count. I will say number 6 on a whim. I will just say 6, and it is. We will consider it 6, even if it isn't. There it is. Back up, top Roche, Aegis, Banner, Blessing. Mikado's about to respawn. We'll finally find his tier 2 for Azure raised in. So all outer towers gone for Talon. What other fun things can we do in this game? And Cuckoo. Yeah, like what silly things can we get up to here? Well, Mikado's finally going for the classic 72-minute BKB. That's the quickest BKB I've seen on a puck. I think the last quickest BKB I saw was 18 minutes on a puck. No, we literally just saw a BKB puck in the last game. What am I even saying? That was last year, of course. Our last game we casted. Time flies when you have fun, Mike. I'm telling you. You have to enjoy what you do.
I'm convinced there'll be a day where Talon will be casting Talon and we'll be able to, you know, say Happy New Year's and it'll actually make sense. Honestly, at this point, a joke can't. Gonna jump in. Cuckoo's out of there. Makoto. You'll stop in maybe a bit of danger. Does avoid the stun of Mew. Doom's gonna fly out on Cuckoo instead. They just want some kind of target. Here comes WS as Mew has refreshed. In fact, did he? He committed Doom on himself. But even with those kills, nothing is gonna happen. Nothing changed.
Nothing ever happens. As a certain Nef sensei likes to say, nothing ever happens. WS was looking for an opportunity on high ground. Of course, it's a little bit silly. There's no creep wave, so he just goes back farming. For what? WS is going divine. He's going. He has the divine swift blink queued up with a desolator. WS has literally had enough of this game. He wants to hit objectives and, you know, move on. He's all alone in his dingy room, wherever they set him up. He runs in.
Jump is there.
Whoa.
For a moment. Makoto, meanwhile, getting chased down here by Low. Dreamcore committed. Low still happy to fight as now they're chasing down WS instead on the Night Stalker. They do get a bushwhack off, but WS just continues to run away. Meanwhile, Low's been left alone. Low, he'll pop his Satanic and try to heal up. And he will be alright for now. And nobody's dead.
Nothing ever happened.
Middle barracks are under attack.
Whoa. Mid-Rax was being poked by the creep wave. That's where the melee Rax advantage kicks in.
Did I mention I have to take my wife to an appointment tomorrow early in the morning, John? Did I mention that part?
You have to enjoy what you're doing, Michael Phoenix. That's all I'll tell you about anything you do in your life. Just enjoy what you're doing. Enter Roche, you go. This is what I call an enjoyable soiree. Oh, not for Roche, but who cares what he thinks? He's alive forever. Scan is there, roars up. Roche is still going. This is a slow Roche at 74 minutes in. What is happening?
Oh yeah, Roshan does get stronger, right? So it makes enough sense, I guess. He's sitting at almost 16k HP. His nice Earth Spike is out. Akashi's in. The Aegis is on the deck. Somebody pick up the Aegis. Somebody pick it up. Pick it up. Akashi. Oh, Akashi's down. The Aegis is still there. Han gets it. Makoto, he barely misses out on Low. Low TP's out. Han, in the meantime, being left behind. But guess what, John? He has a secondary life. He's fine. For now. Meanwhile, bottom lane, WS is just split pushing. WS on the run. Han also running. Han is actually okay, believe it or not. For now. Though, no, never mind. He's not. He's been hexed up. There he goes. Cuckoo's now involved. Poor old Han. Just can't catch a break. Rolls away again. Looks like he finally makes it.
Well, we are in a very interesting game state, Michael Phoenix. We've got a Doom Divine Rapier. Not something you see every day, but Mew does pick it up, and he will shift it into the Spell Amp form. 25% Spell Amp on Doom. You know, it's nice. It's something. Akashi, unfortunately, did not get to grab Aegis. In fact, whose Travel 2s are this? I do not know. They cannot pick it up with a courier for whatever reason. They lost. Okay. And whose is that? I wonder who. It's Cuckoo's? Is it? It's not Cuckoo's. Why was the banner dropped by the Roche? I just realized. I thought they used it mid. What is the Roche banner doing here? That Roshan. Hey, you know, it's his banner.
What use is it, John? Nobody's using him anyway.
Oh, it's Han's
Makoto's holding. Makoto's holding one in his backpack. You know, it doesn't matter. Who cares? There's one on planet as well. They get close to the high ground, John. What does it matter if you have Roshan's banner?
Nothing, I guess. Nothing matters, Michael Phoenix. Now we're turning into nihilists.
Yeah.
Mikado?
Bottom.
Oh.
Maybe caught. Doom is out here from New, and they've got Makoto again. But the thing is, he's got buyback. Like, you've got to try and commit high ground if you're actually going to take advantage of these devs. WS in danger? No, not quite. He didn't have the punch nor the kick to actually cancel the TP.
Split pushing top. He used his Warpine creep to take a ranged Rax.
Thank God.
Oh Lord, this is a game. Now we're gaming. Let's think about the possibilities here, Mike. Try to follow here, right? Swift Blink Lion. How about that? Is that an idea? Let's go, Cam.
Running.
Oh.
TP away. Does he make it? Oh, yes, he does. The Yules from you not gonna just stop standing so excited.
Oh.
Really?
Joe, Cam. Oh. You have to enjoy what you're doing, my Philippian. I am thoroughly enjoying myself. Again, back to these ideas. Swift Blink Lion with Ags. All right? And listen to this. Assault Curse. Swift Blink Assault Curse with Ags. 100% uptime on melee form. Jokam could also end the game. They are pushing in now in Azure Ray. They've got the creeps. Talon is just not knowing what to do.
Yeah. I mean, they've never seen this before, John. A team finishing the game. Look at that. Low. He's gonna escape. Meanwhile, Talon. The WS is still trying to just rat the base to get the tier 3 tower. Meanwhile, Planet's been caught. Planet's in trouble. WS got a tier 3 tower. So, that's huge. WS.
You know, I feel like WS right now, all by his lonesome, in some room in Germany by himself without his team. He's just listening to "I Need a Hero." It's running down every time, and he's just running in, poking these racks. He's the hero. If I had to give an MVP out, it's the bottom core net worth Night Stalker. That is 1710, because he has attempted to put an end to the suffering. Or joy, I'm sorry, the joys of playing. Too much joy is a burden, Michael Phoenix. I don't know if that's a tenant anywhere, but it could be true. You can't refute me, can you?
Nah. Not if I don't listen to what you're saying, John.
If you don't listen to what I'm saying, are we even speaking?
Well, no, we're not speaking. You're speaking, John.
Are we having conversation? Are we even having a conversation?
No, conversation requires a response, Jonathan.
If you're not responding to me, then what is it that you are doing, Michael Phoenix?
I'd say ignoring you, John, is what I would be doing.
But you're acknowledging me by responding to me.
Well, I'm not ignoring you right now, John. I was simply saying in a hypothetical situation where I was ignoring you, I would be ignoring.
That is
Here we go, WS.
WS again.
Through this king.
Let's go.
What a king. WS, he's trying. Kick back into the tier 4 towers. Run, WS, run. We can't have you die, sir. Get out of there, WS.
He's so done with this. They did take the rack ball. Oh my god.
Amazing.
Is this the way to play? Throw WS in his bait. The Night Stalker that has literally done nothing but put his life on the line. To distract him, they've gotten the rack. They've equalized on Talon. Oh my lord. Cuckoo.
I'm gonna here. I'm gonna name my next child WS. It's decided. Here we go. Han will make it out. Makoto looking to jump in. Planet. Hey, he's fine. Meanwhile, top lane is being forced in.
They just blinked away from each other, Jokam and Planet. I'm like, nope. Oh, Picho. And they're like, nope. Oh, I had something to say. Yeah, you'll name your next child Wei Shen with your last name.
Yes, I will.
Honestly, I'd love that. You should do it. It's not too far off. I'm sure you already have the good old better half's approval already.
Yeah.
And it's a done deal. You should get WS in for the, I don't know, whatever ceremonies you do when a child's born. Well, baptism or some such. I'm not sure. The festivities of childbirth, Mike. WS will show up. You've met him once. You're very close friends. You know everything about each other's lives. He would be pleased.
Did I?
You've met him once. Yeah.
When?
Did we? When we were at. What were we at?
Oh, the Chinese
and
restaurant.
let me. Yes. Predator, as you know, they are also a sponsor here, and the Predator event.
No, in
Manila.
fairness, I didn't really speak to WS at all. We sat on different tables, John. The players did not want to borrow us.
Look, they don't need to know that. You're close.
Oh,
As WS does it again.
What a king. Go WS, you're
Look at
doing it,
this.
sir. Oh no, he's been caught. We're in trouble, John. Run, WS, run. Meanwhile, towards the south, New's actually in big trouble. New does go down. Akashi, he's found one low. Still man fighting though. Takes down the gyrocopter. Another divine rapier. In fact, two of them on the deck. Nobody wants them.
Someone take it.
Nobody wants
Cuckoo.
divine rapiers anymore.
Someone. Anyone. Please.
Cuckoo, take him.
Look.
Where's
go,
Master
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo?
Let's
There
go,
we go.
Cuckoo. Oh.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
WS. He's got it. Oh, he's got the share. He's got the Akashi's one, not the traded one.
Oh.
He can't end the game. And it's
With-
Cuckoo who has the real one. Oh.
Well, if Akashi disconnects, can we get the divine on WS? Can someone pull the plug on Akashi's PC? Please.
You know, there was prime opportunity to talk about a lot of what this means when you saw the Akashi Cuckoo lane. I was going to say it's the most successful Filipino laning duo in a long time because they're actually on a
Oh, you said it, not me, John.
I get
that
to
was
say
John
because I'm
X.
Filipino too. It's okay, guys. I'm also Pinoy. I can make fun of us, okay? Ox lang yan.
Talon.
As they go into Roche. Roche
You
number
may as well
8.
start casting in Filipino, John. I'll be frank with you. Or tag along, whatever you
Nandyan
want
na
to
po
call it.
sila. Nasa Roche na po sila. Kunin na po nila. Roche number 9. Walang magawa ng Azure. Ngayon, pagkatapos, anong gagawin nila? Farm ulit. 10 minutes pa.
Thank you, John.
I should stop. I'm going to get scolded by someone later on. I'll stop right there.
Yeah,
We're
'cause
having too much fun.
You can't speak properly. I don't understand how you can live in the Philippines, be Filipino, and your Tagalog's that bad.
You know, all my classmates thought I was half American. So, from
You're not American?
3rd grade. I'm just a fake American, Mike. I don't do howdy. I've never had a Texan barbecue. I haven't had fried Mars bars. It's a sad reality, you know, having the American accent without the American joy. It's just not right. That's why a lot of the NA players, they commiserate with us, Mikey.
That's right.
I'm a lost sheep drawn away from the flock, as they would say.
Double divine rapiers now on Akashi. Does it matter? I don't know.
Surely
Probably
it does. What are the chances that this becomes the longest best of 2 of all time? Into the next game.
Don't. You know the worst part? I haven't ate yet. The whole day. I haven't ate once.
How did you not?
I thought because I'm trying to lose some weight, right? And I'm on this the 1 meal a day kind of thing. You know those diets.
but we're
1 meal a
working.
day.
Yeah, but we're working, Mikey. We're working.
I thought, we'll finish today. I'll go eat and go to sleep. That's what I thought. Then I found out we were casting Talon. Here we go. Planet's in trouble. Makoto, he'll get a dream call off. Planet is surely just gonna die, but apparently he survives on 70 HP for now, but not for long. He's gone. In we go for more. There's a nice enchantment from New, saving the day now for now, but Makoto looking to go after the Earth Spirit. Han is fine. Instead, they're going to try and focus onto the Razor. Cuckoo's actually doing a hell of a lot of damage as well on this hench, as they'll go for the Rax. The creeps are here, John. Bot Rax is gone. Oh, Akashi, there you go, sir. That's the way. That's what we needed. Megas are officially up now. 86 minutes in. They get the task as well. Buyback is there. 4 versus 5. Can they finish this game here, Talon? Are they really going to back off after securing Megas? I think the answer might just be yes, but Makoto, he's going to jump back in. New was the target, but he's fine. Meanwhile, Low trying to move back in onto the gyrocopter. Gets a static link off, but it's broken immediately. Cuckoo, look at Cuckoo. The master. He does it himself. WS takes down the Razor. Low will buy it back. Han trying to roll out. Makoto, he'll get caught by the stun of the roll, but it's 3v5. gotta be over. They'll get the Aegis off Cuckoo. Meanwhile, Han will roll in. Earth spikes are out. Cuckoo's the real carry now, ladies and gentlemen. He's had enough.
Oh,
they will find the tusk one more time. That's a dieback. That's got to be it to this game, surely, as low has also been called. GG's called. They have had his stomach area, his abs. Oh my goodness. What a handsome lad. You can't see it right now, but I assure you it looks very interesting.
Yeah. That's the app music for zooming into Invoker's abs, of course. That's exactly the timing that I expect here. Outstanding. And once again, when I saw it in the character screen, it looked fake. You know, it's like one of those costume pack abs. I don't know, maybe it's just me. We'll see. Smoke is broken. Both sides just poking with their smokes. See if any early commitments, man. Mind you, whenever you play against Pugna, if you do group up as 5 and he does go level 1 Nether Blast, that is funny.
Look at that. Do you see that, John?
It kind of looks wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
To battle.
Like, why is his upper pectoral covered, but then, like, you know, he's got the lower chest exposed, the 8-pack guy. Like, what's going on there with Invoker?
Yes, I don't know. You know, man, I don't know. I don't know human anatomy. I guess it's fine. I'm no doctor, Mike.
Any early team fights, perhaps? Maybe top side? I mean, the New and Planet are going to run right into Akashi, but they weren't trying to make the jump. They just wanted the bounty. Actually going to be a 3-for-1 trade the way of Azure this time around, as nobody went for the bottom bounty rune, so eventually Piku just kind of moved in and took it himself. Well, there you go, mid lane. We're going to have Han against Makoto's Invoker. It's a very flamboyant Invoker. What do you think about this matchup, Jonathan?
I think this matchup is pretty alright for Makoto as long as he gets his denies. That's where things can really shine for the Invoker, of course. That added EXP he gets for every deny feels pretty damn good. He's got the range advantage as well. Already doing a nice job of just cold snapping, getting some free harass onto Han. Mind you, once you hit, like, say, level 3 here on Han, Tidebringer's a little bit more consistent. You can shove out the wave, and you can slowly threaten just a bit, but it shouldn't be too challenging for Makoto. The big thing is still the support rotation potential on Azure. Again, same support duo. You still have a Hoodwink. You still have a Tusk. If they get room on the side lanes to leave, head onto mid, they can pressure onto Makoto. Although, Water Rune control, probably not as big as the deal in this matchup. So that is one thing to consider as well. They might just, this time around, wait until the first power rune instead before looking to target anyone down.
So the Cog Snipe there onto Planet. It's bottom lane. You're seeing WS, of course, along with Joe Cam against PQ, and we do have Low on the Luna. Big creep wave coming right towards that Luna. In fact, happy days for Low. It seems like WS probably going to have a much better time than last game when it comes to the laning stage. Of course, Nightstalker had a pretty rough time last game. This time around on the Primal Beast seems like it's going to be a much easier time.
And it is. Again, kill opportunities abound by level 2, maybe level 3. Once you've got the Onslaught plus Trample onto a Decrep target, easy pickings for the side of Talon if they can gap close onto anyone. So we'll see if that's something that starts to play a factor in that lane. Last lane, of course, up top, you've got Akashi and Cuckoo up against New and Planet. And this lane is fairly stable. The Brewmaster can't really shove out Akashi, but you can't really threaten onto New either, even if Cuckoo lines him up on the cogs. Just a very durable target in that Brewmaster overall. They have cut the tree line to just prevent easy bushwhacks, at least here for Planet. Doing a great job of just cutting into some of that poke that Azure can utilize. But beyond that, this is a very straightforward farm lane. It is a little bit slower for Akashi overall, though. And you and again, getting some good value in the early pokes that they were allowed to have.
Cuckoo trying to break the gap again with these cogs, unable to catch Planet. Looks like Makoto's having a pretty damn good time in the mid lane, as you'd kind of expect. Top of the CS board here on the Invoker. Han not too far behind though, only about 2 CS behind at the moment, so not too big of a deal, but of course Makoto already off to another fantastic start here in this game too. to be expected. I mean, Makoto seems to literally perform every game. He's probably the most consistent player on this side.
And he is. Good bushwhack onto Akashi top while Cuckoo's away pulling. Was threatened a little bit, but not quite enough to kill. Might force out the Lotus use at the least to stay in this lane. So that is a little bit of an eco win for the side of Azure, just a bit. Again, the lanes are looking overall a little bit tighter for the side of Azure.
Han survives on 25 HP. Makoto unable to keep going. Sadly didn't have enough mana to throw a tornado out, so Han survives. But Makoto now has enough mana for a tornado or a cold snap. Meanwhile, bottom lane, WS being jumped, but the Crepify will save his life, at least for now. They could not quite get the damage out to finish WS, so he will be fine. Looking back at mid, Han's still very low, but Makoto doesn't seem to have the mana pool to really try for the kill attempt.
Boy, it does have Han at 0 mana as well. There you go.
Top lane is where the first blood occurs. New able to secure it onto Akashi of all people, so very, very strong start here for Azure. It is a pretty devastating kind of combination. If you land the Cinder Brew into a bushwhack, it is going to be a substantial amount of damage.
Yeah, and every time Cuckoo steps away to try to manage the camp, get a pullback, Akashi is a sitting duck. There is enough reach here for Planet. He has been very good with just sending out to mana regen as well to constantly apply that harassment in lane. And again, a slow start for SF is not what you want to see. That's exactly what Akashi is getting here, though. 25-5 on our Luna for low, in comparison to Akashi at 16-1. Overcoming that early farm gap is going to be a big nuisance for Akashi. And you're lining yourself up for a good time for Azure. Again, outside of mid, all of the lanes are looking great. Han's having a so-so time, but New and Low are having a fantastic time in comparison to their core matchups later on. And there's no sign of slowing down. This power we expected from the Primal Beast Pugna lane hasn't come out whatsoever. Maybe a bit of movement onto mid here.
Lane. Han in a bit of danger, but Cuckoo's actually the one to be caught out, and Cuckoo's gone. Nice rotations here from Azure to make sure that Han does remain alive, and Cuckoo the one going to be feeding a kill back the way of the Kunkka, who kind of needed it. Again, Han has been falling maybe just a little bit behind. But with that kill, I'm sure he's going to be feeling a lot better about his net worth.
And he is. A nice kill to find. It does open up the side lanes just a bit to relieve some pressure on Talon. So I think Cuckoo's overall not too displeased with dying to at least allow some space out for WS and for Akashi here. Still a long ways to go in trying to get more out of these lanes, though. At least Akashi, again, is starting to match the CS of New just a little bit more, catching up to that Luna. So there is some good usage of the space, but again, it's the bot lane that's a little bit troubling, because again, this aggressive potential for Decrep Pulvera or Decrep Trample is just not there. They get to jump on Cuckoo again.
Yeah, they do. Cuckoo already down. Akashi not really able to help out too much. Tries to get a few raises off, but doesn't really make much of a difference. It's now Makoto also showing up at top lane, but they don't really have enough control nor damage at the moment to really secure a kill. You know, WS was being chased down as well, but does get a very nice onslaught away through the shards. And will not feed another life the way of Azure, but already 3-0 the Radiant's way in. I mean, you look at Low, he's having a fantastic time on this Luna, pretty much free farming down to this bot lane.
That he is. He does have some stacks being built up as well, a good sized stack on the Ancient and the Large Camp. There's a lot of flash farm that's set to come out. Probably going to feed that over to Han. As again, the Kunkka is going to need a little bit of a gold injection. But happy days so far. Azure trio start, like you said, 1k lead their way. New having a runaway start on this Brewmaster top. Already has that urn. Spirit Vessel lined up. The timings are coming together. And Talon just, their supports really can't do much. Cuckoo's been trying. And he's running around. He's putting his body forward. But it really doesn't line up into a kill, and you can't expect that from a Pugna either. Here comes the smoke out from Azure. Maybe just to clear out these stacks. Looks like they will try to hunt. Scan does not spot Akashi, but that should reveal him in the rear portion of his top jungle, at the very least.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
T1 tower.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Azure gonna pretty easily take it. I mean, nobody's coming to defend this. It does go back to the style of draft for Talon as well. Like this style of draft doesn't tend to do very good early. It's more of a mid-game style of lineup with this Invoker Primal and SF core lineup, but it does mean you are going to start losing objectives rather quickly. It's a bit of a slower build. I'd argue here for Taloners. You are going to need some time for Akashi. I mean, Makoto is getting there with his Witch's Blade build-up, but certainly Azure realize they can start to take down these tier 1 towers pretty quick.
And they can. You know, it's more on that the Talon supports really have no one to connect with. Are a bit under level, you know, maybe if you had Clockwork 6, you could try to consider some sort of play, say you're a Primal Beast, but that's not quite there for Cuckoo either. So all you can do is kind of stall, put your body forward, prevent that forward play from Azure leading into core kills, and just farm. And WS is getting the room at the very least. I believe he had his Soul Ring all set. He's going for his full Blade Mail now. And you can do some slow, non-committal pushes with the Pugna, of course, with a blast. They catch Cuckoo again, but this is exactly what he wants.
Is it John?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Good, yeah.
He can't do anything else. It's either he's farming jungle or he's going to die to just ensure no one else will die. Right? Like, again, what do you do as a Clockwork with a Pugna support with an Invoker and Primal Beast that you can connect to? Nothing. Especially if you don't have 6. There's just nothing to do in this game. Either than stack or farm jungle. It's either that or die and, again, create space. That's all you can do in this game right now.
Mid lane, bit of a tornado EMP onto Han, not going to make too much of a difference. Cuckoo will be able to secure a power room, but it may cost his life to the shards off the mark, and now PQ a little bit too far forward. But Cuckoo's still going to be perfectly fine, and so will the Tusk. Everyone able to get out of there just fine. While all that's happening, looks like JoeCam has started to push in that bottom tier 1 tower. Of course, you are still a support Pugna, so you can't just abuse that Nether Blast onto the tier 1s. It's still going to take a little bit of time, though, as it seems like Low has rotated back down to ensure that they don't lose these towers too early.
Yeah. It's just very non-committal pokes from JoeCam. They have managed to keep their stacks alive. A little bit of assistance for WS to clear it out. Should be able to find himself his Blade Mail timing. Lining up here, I'd say the BKB timing for the Primal Beast might be the bigger aspect. BKB Blink here, considering, again, a lack of play on Talon's lineup. See if that's something that WS will try to farm into now. But Azure is smooth sailing. And Network Lead isn't really lining up. I mean, despite the slower start, you know, Mikado, Akashi are still kind of up there. WS is not that far behind relative to all these other cores. So you are in a fairly happy spot. Most of his network difference is actually on planet relative to the other supports. He has been giving a lot of room on the Hoodwink to just poke out waves, get his own farm going. 11.5 minutes in. Let's see what we have. We've got the Massive Madness up for Akashi. So farming pace is up. Witchblade for Mikado is still a ways off. Smoke out from the side of Azure. If they catch Cuckoo again, I mean, you're not going to be too happy about that.
Cuckoo caught, and it seems well, he does get a nice hook shot, but the X is there anyway. I mean, I do agree with what you were saying. Like, there is really nothing for the clock to do this game. Not yet, anyway. Like, you are literally just waiting for the mid game to hit so Cuckoo can actually do something. But like you said, I mean, you don't want to keep dying like this. I mean, that's his 4th death already. Not the greatest of news. I've had these kind of games before, John. You know Clockwork's my most played hero. This happens all the time.
I think it's fine. Again, your cores aren't dying. Cuckoo has Cuckoo's 4 of their 5 kills. Like, it's nothing, right? Like, your network lead is not really there. Your map pressure is there with 2 tier 1s down at the very least, but in terms of actually impacting these cores, not really. Farm distribution across the course, top to bottom. It's 400 gold between Han and Akashi. Like, that's the only difference right now. Not even a full item.
WS. Oh, they missed everything. All right, WS, he just walks out of it. Fair enough.
You don't have the sign.
That's
I don't know.
surprising. I guess it's fine. I mean, you really want a core kill right now on Azure, to be fair, but the Crown Beast is probably the tankiest target. And you're not going to have that much fun trying to kill him off, especially if you don't burst down Jokam first.
Here we go. I mean, Jokam should go down, but they do have Makoto around the corner. In fact, Makoto's going to jump in. News pop the primal split. They'll take down Planet. Akashi even going to show up now as well, so it seems like New is forced to just run back away. Oh, even Cuckoo now showing up, gets a hook shot. It's not really doing too much though, sadly, as New still trying to run, but a very nice tornado landing from Makoto right on the edge, and that's going to be New. Set to fall, though he's still running, but not for long. Talon able to successfully punish this rotation from Azure. That's going to feel good for Talon, because that's the first 2 kills they get on the board.
First 2 kills, and they managed to get a core kill, and one of those 2 only sacrificing Jokam, even getting some early activity out for Akashi as well. It's probably all the things you're looking for at this point in the game for Talon.
Makoto's found himself in a bit of danger, but Han has no mana left as the EMP did land. He does have 21 charges to be fair, but doesn't really seem to care to commit them. But he's still thinking about it, now has committed them, but there's a lot of heroes moving in onto Han, and he needs a way out of here. Looks like the way out is going to be death, sadly, for Han, as he will eventually drop. WS looking for a little bit more, trying to reach PQ, but won't be quite there. As Talon now looking for that mid-tier 1 tower, and well, it seems like they're about ready now to actually make some plays.
I like seeing this from Talon. It's a good understanding of what you should do with core SF, right? Like this timing for Akashi, all he has is Mask of Madness plus a Yasha. It's more than enough. You show up, you get Alacrity'd up, you have a lot of physical output to contribute with still relevant magical damage. Still going down bot here.
New caught again. And then that's massive. New was having a pretty damn good game, but now just dies twice in a row. Not feeling too good about himself, and well, Talon again, they started to take off here in game 2.
This is the tempo they need to hit. And to be fair, there is pressure on Talon to actually play a little bit quicker outside of the laning phase, because they will scale off, right? Like the side of Azure will take back over once they get low, ready to join these fights. He's not quite yet in that position as the Luna. You know, you still have a lot of room to grow here for Han, BKB, AC, Ags still lined up here for Arkunka, so you just kind of need to play before that point.
It's very nice. There's just a casual cogs blocked by Cuckoo and just an immediate hookshot back to Makoto, just completely nullifying the gank that was coming from Planet and PQ. So they are still seeing Makoto up at that top lane, but he's right by the tier 2 tower, so there's no real chance of trying to dive in. Instead, they have found Cuckoo mid lane. Looks like Cuckoo just going to get caught out once again. It is still just a clockwork kill at the end of the day, and he is 0-5-3 now, so you kind of question how much gold they're actually getting out of this, but a kill's a kill nonetheless, John.
Kill's a kill. It's just not the most meaningful kill, unfortunately. Maybe this could be if they caught WS, but they did manage to onslaught. Just safety, just a little bit.
Gonna find Jokam. Another nice one here for Azure.
Yeah, I mean, the support kills are something. It's some gold coming in. Your Luna's getting free space by herself, considering, again, Talon doesn't want to be jumping too far forward yet outside of these opportunities. They do have the BKB up in WS, so this is the point where you should start to consider some aggressive play on the side of Talon. They'll start to get some D-wards off as well, clearing out their top jungle. We'll see if this is the launching point. It does feel like, again, you're in a decent spot for Talon to start playing into this early timing. You've also got the Manta coming out for Akashi, flying out now. And the SF is not a complete sitting duck up front. But again, it's also not fully set, right? Like this early timing for the SF isn't fully done. Maybe if they find an opportunity with Cuckoo, that's when things open up. Zure on mid. WS too tanky.
He's gonna be just fine.
They're gonna go Rosh?
Roshan. I mean, they can do Roche. Master of Madness and Manta now up on Akashi, and with the Alacrity, it does make it a lot faster of a process. The thing is, Azure, they've got a good idea this is happening, and they'll even scan out the Roshan pit. So they're not going to allow this to go for free, of course.
Dire's bottom tower
Smoke on
is
smoke
under
scenario between both these sides. Azure hanging out on the west, Talon hanging out on the east of that top lane. Planet going to be spotted here by Makoto. The immediate jump in as well from WS, but the Planet's still alive thanks to the snowball there. Tussle Planet finally will die. Hook shot now. They found the Luna. That's a big target, but the Eclipse does come out. Still, it's hitting absolutely nothing. Oh boy, Low could be in a bit of danger here. They've just got to find a way to close the gap, and Makoto with the 4-staff will be able to get there. Low, he'll mantra off the cold snap. Trying to still get away. Onslaught in from WS, not quite connecting. He doesn't have the pulverize either, but it won't matter. They've got him. Low has no way out of this one. He's down. Those cogs can be so damn annoying to deal with.
They can be.
To a token, by the way.
Cuckoo's fault. Happens.
Yep.
No? But a beautiful counter smoke out from Talon, right? Like they know no one's showing up. They know there's no movement across to try to get ganked, so they smoke, they get this rear flank, and this is the devastating thing of playing against Clockwork with the smokes. He gets free vision over where smoke might break, and it breaks in the perfect spot, right under the flare vision. They kill off the big targets that has a lot of that easy teamfight control as well, bursting down Planet before a bushwhack comes in, and forcing Picho to instantly get the snowball off. So no offensive snowball shards, and it just cuts off this pat for Azure. Really good jukes from Cuckoo. I have to really point out, like his moves on the Clockwork are actually really panning out. From early on when he was sacrificing to how he's angling in these fights, how he's target prioritizing, how he's splitting up the fight. Certainly allowing Talon to reel this game back in. 3K lead, tier 1 gone. Aegis still fresh on Akashi.
Oh, Makoto. He's actually alive.
Ooh.
Well, I can't believe he actually makes it out of there on 100 HP, but he does. They just don't have enough to quite finish off the kill, and eventually they just don't want to risk losing their own lives. As in the meantime, Akashi's just casually pushing out this top tier 2 tower. It seems like Talon are pretty confident of just trying to take some objectives while they still can. And you've got plenty of time on the Aegis here for Akashi, so it's well worth the risk and just taking these objectives while you can. Rod of Atos from Planet landing onto a creep. Meanwhile, X out onto WS, going to drag him right back. Keep in mind, he does have his BKB ready. It's not that easy to burst him down. Hook, Cuckoo, oh, it's perfect. He's found 2 targets, but they're right by the T3 tower, and News jumped in with the primal split. On a Makoto, they'll go, but Makoto just being tossed around everywhere, gets the Coast Walk off, actually survives on the Invoker. What?
Man.
Are they going to go high? Oh, they're going high ground. Okay. You know, John, I think somebody told them I wasn't happy last game. Because Talon are going high ground at 21 minutes. I can't believe my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you have to do when you have the SF carry, you know? Like, this is how you find success on this hero, Sapos 1. Leverage its early damage, because it doesn't scale at the best as the physical carry. They are held back. We'll go for the Tormentor take instead. A little bit risky for Akashi, but he will live. He will survive. I mean, he could have popped Aegis, but not ideal. And it would have been a nice timing to siege. He has 2 lasting presence stacks. He has his 15 health. So Tower Siege would have been nice and quick, but again, to play it safe. I want to point out how Mikado is living through this, Mike. Double 4-staff. Jokan 4-staff, Cuckoo 4-staff, it's enough. And it's like we were seeing in the last game. It's just so frustrating when your jump in is just counteracted by supports with these 2 items. And Talon is really... Talon's been abusing 4-staff across these 2 games. I'm worried that 4-staff will get nerfed. Please do not. Please. It's all I have. Left us the support, that's great. Please, don't nerf it. I'm getting depressed thinking about that, Mike.
No,
you already nerfed my arcane boots.
There's no way they would nerf 4-staff again. Surely. I think 4-staff's in a good place. Surely not.
Yeah.
If they nerf 4-staff and they don't nerf Pango, I'm going to get so upset.
Let's see. 8k lead for Talon onto the mid tier 2. Azure trying to dodge. I mean, Aegis still has a minute and a half. They've got this key timing lined up now. Low has the BKB. You've got BKB up as well for Han, so double BKB's up. It's a big opening for them, but your issue is the physical output right now of Akashi and Mikado actually is pretty overwhelming. So you have to concern yourself with that. High ground again, still open here.
In we go, Talon. It's not too long of a process with this this Akashi SF. Plus, of course, the alacrity of Makoto and Tier 3 tower down by 23 minutes. This might be a record for Talon. Here we go. Onto the bottom racks. EMP's making it very hard. This new just can't really stick around at all. And that's the first rack's already down. I actually think somebody told them, John. Somebody's told them. Maybe it was Sunby. Maybe Sunby was listening.
Why would Sunby tell Talon what to do? He's on Aurora, Mike. Yeah, see, it's been a year. It's 2025, Mike. Things are different now. You lost track of time.
Yeah.
Lost track of time, Michael Phoenix.
Hook.
Oh.
It's off the mark.
Sometimes you just have to throw it out to send the fear of God to your opponent, you know? Cuckoo knows how it goes. He is the godfather, of course.
I can't be expected to remember coaches at 3 a.m. in the morning, John. I'll be frank with you.
How can you forget Pai Lai Dai? How can you forget Pai Lai Dai, though?
Oh, that's
those beautiful eyes.
My apologies to Pai Lai Dai. I like Pai Lai Dai a lot too. I can't just do that to the man. My goodness. You're doing a great job, Pai Lai Dai. Don't worry about me, sir. You're doing a great job.
You're like, who's Michael Phoenix again? Pai's too sweet for that. He's not going to do that to you, Mikey.
I guarantee he probably doesn't actually know who I am, John. Cuckoo. Gonna move in. Cogs, not gonna let. He's gonna jump in, but there's a primal beast onsporting right through. He'll get the primal split off in time. Meanwhile, Cuckoo has been caught. He is actually pretty tanky for a support clock, but eventually does get taken down by the sharpshooter. They're going for more. I mean, WS, he's going to get tornadoed up.
Split's ending, though.
It certainly is. This is a bit of a risky maneuver from Azure. There's your split over as Akashi's just going to jump right in and just destroy him. Requiem out as well. Low, also in danger. Pops the Eclipse, but it won't matter. They're going for more. I mean, WS, he's going to get tornadoed up.
Split's ending, though.
It certainly is. This is a bit of a risky maneuver from Azure. There's your split over as Akashi's just going to jump right in and just destroy him. Requiem out as well. Low, also in danger. Pops the Eclipse, but it won't matter. He's gone. A very, very strange engagement from Azure. I mean, just like you said, his split was ending, but they just kept wanting to move in.
I don't think they expected any backup from Talon, because there was a significant time there where Talon could have responded faster. They play it safe. They know, all right, they pop split for Cuckoo. Cuckoo's yelling, guys, they use split. Just stay back, wait for split. Then they come in. That's the difference a shot caller makes. I'm not making fun of Cuckoo. That's smart. That's brains. It's wisdom.
That's Master Cuckoo, Jonathan, the godfather of Filipino Dota, they call him.
And he calls himself sometimes.
Calls himself what, sorry?
The godfather of Dota2 in the Philippines. Sometimes. I don't know. I'm saying stuff. I wouldn't blame him if he said it.
Mid-racks? WS? I mean, he's still pretty tanky, but he doesn't have a BKB up right now. Kashi? Oh, they'll get it done. Joe Cam with another blast. He'll find a secondary rack now as new. Trying to move in, but Akashi's just doing so much damage. Hook shot. Cuckoo. He found two targets again. A perfect cogs into the chaos meteor of Makoto, and Low is just melting. And he's gone. No uphill miss either for Akashi this time. No buyback for Low. It's time for Mix.
Yep. And this is probably the fastest we've seen Talon take Megas as well. Also, we've had some fast games in some of the qualifiers previously. So
don't lie like that, John.
I mean, we have. I remember a 17-minute GG in one. And then maybe that was last year. I don't know anymore. 2 years ago, I mean. Sorry, it's 2025. How could I forget? GG's called, unceremoniously ending this. I can't believe that Azure